My fatphobic mother-in-law warned me that my amazing husband would leave me because of my weight. Today I told him what she said and he lost it. My husband and I got engaged after only dating for a year, but his mom disapproved of our relationship because she said we were moving too fast, and she was a firm believer that I wasn't the right woman for my husband. Her hatred for me has been very obvious since she's made it her mission to make me feel miserable. I thought she couldn't do worse after trying to object at our wedding, but every day after marriage has been a constant nightmare. She always comes over to check up on us, but it's really just to emotionally abuse me. She was constantly asking if my husband regretted marrying me, saying she didn't know why he rushed into marriage because I wasn't worth all the trouble, and she could never go a second without mentioning my weight. My mother-in-law would be quick to throw away my food if she thought I ate too much. She told me she needed me to stay skinny for my husband, otherwise he would stop loving me and be embarrassed to be seen with me. I couldn't believe how far she would go to ruin my life. Things got 10 times worse when I got pregnant. My mother-in-law berated me all throughout the pregnancy because I was eating everything I wanted. She said this was exactly what she had been afraid of, me getting fat. My husband told her that I was just pregnant, but that didn't stop her. She kept telling me to stop eating like a pig because losing weight would be nearly impossible after I gave birth. For once, I wished I listened to her. By the time I gave birth, I resembled a whale. All my late-night snacks and various plates of food had caused me to gain nearly 50 pounds. On top of that, my hair started thinning out and I sprouted acne all over my face. I watched the number on the scale climb, but I couldn't help myself and eventually gave up trying to fix myself. I canceled my regular waxing appointments, had my hair in a dirty bun at all times and wore my baggy clothes everywhere. I was ashamed of my appearance, and it didn't take long for my mother-in-law to throw her usual insults my way whenever she came over. I never heard the end of it. I either stank too much, was too heavy, or looked too ugly. Either way, she made it clear she was surprised my husband hadn't left me yet. My husband would tell her to stop talking bad about me, especially because I was so fragile, but she claimed this was exactly what I needed to hear. After my mother-in-law left, he sat me down and told me how concerned he was about me. He said all he wanted was for me to feel healthy and feel like myself again. He tried cooking me healthy meals as well as buying me new clothes, but it was no use. I still didn't feel good enough to put myself together. My husband's help with the baby took a huge load off my plate, but we still had no physical relationship since I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. I started avoiding kisses with him and we just kept drifting apart. It wasn't long before I started wondering if my mother-in-law was right. My appearance was going to be the downfall of our relationship. If I didn't love myself, what chance did I have of him loving me? I didn't even recognize myself when I looked in the mirror anymore. Just the sight of my naked body could make me burst out in tears. My mother-in-law's words affected me more than I wanted, and soon, any closeness my husband and I had was fading by the day. We walked around the house like strangers drowning in our stress, alone. A few months later, my mother-in-law came to visit us again, and she gasped when she saw me. She asked me how I still hadn't lost the weight, and asked if her words meant nothing to me. I broke down crying and told her my husband and I weren't close anymore, and asked if she was happy with our split. What she said actually surprised me. She said she wasn't happy with my marriage dying. I remember scoffing at her because this was everything she ever wished for. She then sat down on the couch and opened up about her life. All I ever knew about her was that she was divorced, but I never knew why or how, or literally anything else, until that moment. She confessed that she used to be overweight, just like me. She let herself be comfortable around her husband because she thought he would always love her no matter what, but he started pressuring her to lose weight. My mother-in-law said she had suffered the same way I was, being unhappy in an overweight body, desperately trying not to lose our husbands. She told me she tried for months to lose the weight, and her husband's harsh words affected her more each day. Ultimately, she managed to lose the weight but also lost her husband in the process. He said he had a reputation to live up to and that's why he divorced her, but he never saw her transformation. I asked her how she finally got to losing stubborn weight, and she let out the loudest sigh. She admitted she wished I hadn't gotten to this point, and that she hoped her words would motivate me to not gain weight. Still, she recommended I take some weight loss supplements to help with all my problems. She used AB Collagenic Elite because it would suppress her appetite and speed up her metabolism. My mother-in-law took the capsules regularly, and because she didn't feel hungry as often and quickly burned all the calories she ate, the pills made her weight fall right off. When I looked it up to buy some of it, it seemed super promising because it had a clinical study, and was popular on Facebook, and I ordered some for myself. I remember feeling hopeless when I hit checkout because if this didn't work, I knew my marriage was as good as dead. I was still my usual depressed self, but somehow, after a couple of days, my saggy post-pregnancy belly started shrinking. Somehow, I dropped 2 pounds in 1 week, and as my body adjusted to the capsules, I dropped 3 pounds the following week. 3 months in, I realized I had shed a whopping 30 pounds. I continued to take the Collagenic Elite pills and was shocked when I started feeling a sudden difference in my hair and nails. I started getting my natural nails done weekly, and it slowly helped me get back into all my other abandoned beauty routines. I couldn't believe the difference the collagen in the Obvi Elite pills was making. Even with zero makeup I felt confident since my skin was clearing up and I could pull off new voluminous hairstyles. All these small changes in my looks added up. When we lay down for the night, my husband would run his hand through my hair and tell me how soft it was and how happy he was that I was taking care of myself again. He told me how much he had missed seeing me smile. That's when he reassured me that there was nothing I could ever do or say that would make him fall out of love with me because I was so much more than my looks. He told me he believed we were soulmates, and he never wanted to lose me. His sweet words repaired all the damage my heart had taken from all my doubts and worries. After months of committing to using the pills regularly, the rest of my fitness routine came naturally. I began going along with my husband at the gym, and it became an amazing shared hobby for us. My husband asked what my secret was, and was shocked when I told him my transformation was all because of his mother and the pills she gave me. Eventually he started taking the capsules as well. Working out and cooking healthy meals together bonded us in a whole new way. It felt like discovering a new love language. We were both slimming down and doing our skincare routine side by side every night. I was finally feeling like my old self again, better. In fact, my husband became increasingly affectionate with me, and as I repaired my self-esteem, we repaired our intimate life. We had been married for almost 10 years, but now we were connecting in a whole new way. My husband had dropped his dad bod belly, and we could barely keep our hands off each other. I was in disbelief that this new dreamlike chapter in our marriage had all started with the pills. We were suddenly staying up all night together just to make love and talk about nothing. After combining the Obvi Elite pills with a new gym routine, by the time my son was 2, I was in the best shape of my life. I ran almost every single day and my skin cleared up significantly. My hair grew so much that it fell past my waist, and gave me a huge confidence boost. My mother-in-law regularly checked up on my progress, and I was sending her pictures every month. When I showed her that I was finally at my best, she came over again to talk to me. This time, she apologized to me. She said she was sorry for all that she put me through, and it wasn't right for her to belittle me like her husband once did, especially since she knows how damaging that is to a person's mental health. She said she didn't want me to have the same experience as her, and admitted her methods were unorthodox, but the intention to help me was there. She then told me that she knows for a fact that my husband would never leave me because, in her words, he's never looked at a girl the same way he looks at you. I cried tears of joy when she said that. With all the positive changes in my life, I was at peace knowing I never had to worry about anything like this happening ever again.